Feeling like a lucky girl. I am at 2,300 feet. I just thought I'd give a little update from the air on my airplane search. Looked at a 150, also looking at some RVs. That would be my ideal airplane. I don't know if that'll be what I wind up with. I have no idea. So here I am in front of my new RV 8A. It actually just got delivered today. Created these videos about purchasing an airplane, and I kind of wanted to wrap it up with what I wound up with. I'd been looking online for an airplane and talking to a lot of pilots and airplane owners, and came up with the decision to kind of narrow my focus in on the RVs. The reasons why I chose this was the speed, the fuel efficiency, and I wanted to learn aerobatics, whatever. It's really hard to find an airplane that will give you everything that you want. It is a two-seater. I don't typically travel with a lot of people, maybe one other person usually. I went with tandem seating because of some people that actually do acro, and they recommended the tandem. I'd also thought about getting a tail wheel initially, but wound up getting a tricycle gear because the tail wheel was actually going to cost me double in insurance. So it was recommended that I get used to the RV nose wheel and then possibly transition to an RV tail wheel. It is a goal of mine to get some hours in a tail wheel because I love the warbird community and I would love to be able to fly a warbird. You usually need to have at least 100 hours of tail wheel time. Watching an airplane take off here. This airplane actually came up right in the very beginning, and I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on it. Saw about 4 other airplanes that I really liked. Wound up making an offer on one of the planes that was really near my home. Beautiful airplane. A few things about it weren't exactly right for me, and the price was higher than what I really wanted to pay. In the end, it just wasn't the right plane for me, so I'm glad that it didn't work out. This airplane came back on the market. It had been taken off, and I saw it online, called the seller immediately, flew it down the next day. I made an offer, he accepted. We scheduled a pre-buy inspection, and it was just really up to me to get the loan, all that stuff with the title agency and escrow agency, and that was pretty easy. I had already been pre-approved. I would recommend that if you're going to get a loan, to get pre-approved before you really start looking, so you know what you can afford. The really funny thing, I had 90 days to find an airplane from this pre-approval time. Literally, I had like 10 days left before I would have to go through the whole pre-approval process again. This plane came up. Everything just seemed to work out perfectly. I really liked the seller. I talked to a few other RV owners, felt a lot of pressure. I wasn't getting a good feel from them. Your gut feeling is really important, and your intuition, just trust it. After I had gone through the pre-approval process and then started giving the lender, let them know that I had found a plane. They just asked for information on the plane. I emailed it to them. They actually have a title agency that they use. They check for liens or anything like that that may be on the plane, so that you know no one else is owed money for the plane when you decide to take it over. The seller was really helpful in working with me. It's mostly just email communications back and forth. It probably took a good week to get everything kind of passed back and forth and all the signature. Interestingly, where I have been renting a plane, some of the CFIs there and people that actually fly there as well, I was telling them I was looking for an RV, and there were a couple of people that mentioned having a hangar or hangar space available if I was interested. And I was like, yeah, I'm totally interested. Just reached out to one of the people that had said they had space, and the price that they were going to charge me for rent was perfect. One of the really good things about sharing the hangar is the guys that have this hangar know a lot about RVs, so I know I can learn a lot from them. That those connections are really important. Plus, they have a really cool hangar. Everything seriously lined up. If you're feeling stressed about the price of the plane because you're kind of pushing it a little bit with your budget, don't do that. You don't want to be in a situation where you can't fly the plane because you can't afford it. Is this a really fast plane? Yeah, it's pretty fast. I have no experience in this airplane. My insurance agency actually requires me to get some instruction from a CFI. There are like lots of CFIs here at this airport. I just reached out to someone. He's gonna do a checkout course with me, from learning the walk around, from learning how to start it, taking off, landing, everything. 3 or 4 lessons, and I'll feel comfortable flying it myself. When
I started looking for an airplane, I started talking to all the pilots I could possibly think of. One of them I harassed and harassed. Every time I'd see a plane that I liked, I would send him a message and be like, hey, what do you think about this plane? He was so helpful though, because he'd tell me what questions to ask the seller. Had like this cheat sheet. Talk to your aviation community, get on forums online. Can't wait to visit all my friends and family. I hope that these videos were helpful. Really grateful to everyone that helped me during this process. It's been quite a journey. I'm extremely happy with this airplane.